Pledge of Allegiance, if everybody would rise. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Since Jeff and Deanna are both out tonight, due to the state fair and some issues, I'll be running the meeting, so bear with me as we get through this. We'll start off with a roll call.
Stephanie Tibbetts.
Here.
Rich Barton.
Here.
Carolyn Spraggs.
Here.
Frankie Schwartz.
Here.
Keith Harbison.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next thing we'll do is entertain a motion to amend or adopt the agenda as submitted.
I move the approval of the agenda as submitted.
I'll second.
Motion by Frankie, second by Carolyn to adopt the amendment of the agenda as presented. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote.
No, all those in favor.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. All right, so the first thing we'll go into is our recognitions. And it looks like we have a couple of them here tonight, so Dr. K, you want to start off with those?
Sure, so we've got Carolyn. So congratulations, Carolyn. Yay. So if you guys can stay right there, I can bring it to you. But Carolyn got her school safety specialist certification down at the MSBA conference, and that was a
Yeah, it was 20 credit hours.
Yeah, a long commitment to that. So we really appreciate you
It's awesome.
putting that commitment to the safety of our students here, and we've got your certificate. So we'll get a little picture.
Where do you want?
Right
You guys just stand right there.
Oh,
Rich, you want to present?
oh, present it here?
Yeah, since you're our acting president today.
You can have your cookie.
Let's go up. Okay. You guys ready? All right, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, that's awesome. That's awesome. First order of business will be our patron comments. Liz, do we have any? No patron comments tonight? So we'll move down to the next thing on the agenda, and that will be our superintendent reports, and Dr. K, we'll turn it over to you.
Yep, so our first one is transportation. So with this, we have our director of transportation, Dave Tinnen. Go on up.
I guess it doesn't matter.
This does, but you're good.
Yes.
Well, good evening. My name is David Tinnen. For some of the new faces that I hadn't seen last year, but I'm the director of transportation, and we had some good stuff and bad stuff from the report that would show from last year. Some of the goals we did meet, some of the goals we did fail to meet. But I did want to talk briefly about something that wasn't in the report. I failed to mention. Last year was our first year that we actually hired some teachers to drive the buses. And I would like to recognize Julie Buskin and Debbie Tobin for driving the buses last year while also performing their full-time teaching duties. They did a great job. You know, it's a different perspective driving from teaching, and from talking with Debbie and Julie, it was a unique experience for them both, and I'm very thrilled that they were able to perform. They did a great job, so thank you very much. Also, it's hard not to be dominated by the upcoming bus rate application for routing software that we're just rolling out this year. So it's hard not to talk about that, because with open houses going on, I've been bombarded with a lot of calls to our department, as well as just at open house in general. But the overall feeling that I received when I was at Warrior Ridge last night was, it was a very warm reception to, they just really liked it. It's like, wow, I can track where the bus is, I can see where the bus is coming to pick up my student or drop off my student. It was very encouraging, and I'm very encouraged that this is going to be a great year with this new application. I will end it at that if you have any additional questions.
I did have one question. What is our, I know we're trying to get new buses.
Yes.
So what's our count? How many more? Is that a constant? Constant?
It will be a constant rollover. So we went from 4 to 4 to 4, and I think this year was 3. And that will just based strictly upon the cost of the buses. with that, I think last year was the first year, once we got the new buses in January, that we were able to have all air conditioning buses for full-time route buses. Now, not trip buses or any of the sub buses that would fill in if there was a down bus, but all the buses now have air conditioning that run regular routes. So not just the longest routes, but every route we have now. And we'll continue to cycle through those, so the oldest buses get removed when the new buses come in. So theoretically speaking, the buses that we purchased 2 years ago, by year 7 or 8, will may be back on that block to be removed.
Yeah, our goal is 10%, so we want every year do 10%, so you get about 10 years out of a bus.
What is our oldest bus then? Is it about-
We have 2011 and 2014 buses,
Okay.
so we're getting closer to that mark.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Anything else?
Good luck on the first week of school.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. I have to say, with this application, it's not only, the biggest challenge of the first day of school is all the schools are trying to make sure the kids get on the right bus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've made some changes, some route changes, so parents who may have been on one bus last year, their child may be on a different bus this year, number-wise. But with this routing software and the parent app, they'll be able to see that the bus is still at the school, and they'll be able to see it moving towards their house along the route. So I'm really excited about it.
Should help.
And again, also for my drivers, because
Yeah.
last year I was on a bus every day. Every day I was on a bus, minus a few. But I was driving, and I got to know every route, so it wasn't a big deal for me. But planning those in my office who knew what routes, were comfortable with those routes, it should eliminate that with the turn-by-turn direction GPS tablet in the bus telling you where your stops are. So it's going to eliminate a lot of anxiety and discomfort with not knowing where you're going.
Yeah.
I'll stop talking.
Thank you for all your
Thank you.
comments.
Thank you.
Can't teach them if you can't give them that. That's awesome. Next.
Yep, so our next one is our assessment program. We have Ms. Dildine, one of our curriculum coordinators, go over assessment.
Hi, I'm Gina Dildine. I'm the assessment coordinator for the district. All right, our assessment goals from last year were to develop unit common assessments for the content areas that were up for curriculum revision. And we did a fantastic job at that. We were very thorough. Dr. Strunk and I, with those practical arts and fine arts, a lot of them hadn't put their assessments into Canvas, and we were able to assist them with that. The other goal was to follow all the laws and regulations set forth by DESE, and with help from Dr. K and the school counselors, we did a fantastic job at that. Then the next goal was grades 2 through 12 will give assessments in Canvas to create disaggregated data reports with accurate data, and Dr. K and Dr. Strunk worked continuously and were able to get this accomplished. And then our final goal was to continue to implement the STAR reading assessment, K through 8, to be in compliance with Senate Bill 681. And we did that very well. And we were able to also create a district literacy plan that specifies those reading assessments that we must give to be in compliance. Other updates, the district utilized the brand new MITs, is what they call them, to further and better prepare our students for the standardized testing. And the district literacy plan, like I mentioned, now clearly states what reading assessments we give our students. You can see our assessment flow chart that helps our teachers to know how to help our students. We give them different assessments that they can use to pinpoint where the deficiency is in a child's reading development. And then we have our reading assessment calendar, which also helps us to be in compliance with Senate Bill 681. So our students are tested within the first 30 days of school and the final 30 days of school. We also have our descriptors of all the assessments that our district gives, and that is up to date for the 25-26 school year. and our assessment plan, which outlines the roles of all those involved in the assessment, and our policies to keep us following all the regulations from DESE. Our proposed goals for this year is to develop and improve those common assessments for the areas that are up for revision this year, which is mathematics, ELA, and library media, to follow the laws and regulations set forth by DESE, to continue to give the Canvas assessments so we can have that dashboard that we look at that is standard specific, and to continue to implement STAR reading to keep us following Senate Bill 681. And this all leads back to our CSIP goal 2, that our students will maintain their reading above or higher, or make a year's worth of growth within a school year. And that's all. Any questions for
Very
me?
good. Anyone have any questions?
I apologize, because I did read the whole document that you had uploaded, but what is CBM on STAR?
Yes,
What is
that's a
this?
curriculum-based measure.
Okay.
What it is it's the second step, yes.
Remember now, thanks, I'm
Yes.
sorry, I could
She
not
was just
think
testing
what the,
Hey.
no,
There's just a lot of
I
acronyms.
could not,
Yes.
there are always a lot of
Yeah,
acronyms,
no.
and I could not remember, I remember reading it, but I couldn't
Yes.
remember what it was, thank you.
Just another tool to pinpoint how we can find what the deficiency is and help
Sure.
our students.
Anyone else have any questions?
What is MITS?
What's MITS?
Yes, those are mini versions of the state standardized test that is released in more manageable groupings and are standard specific that teachers can give starting in January, and they can look at the results to see how effective their instruction was.
Awesome. More tools, the better. Anyone else? Thank you, Ms. Dildat.
Thank you.
And next we have a financial report.
Yep, just our first one from the year, so can't draw a lot of conclusions for this year so far, but you can get a little, this is where we're starting. So revenues, compared to last year, are down. So remember last year we got a double payment in early childhood special education funding in July. So that's gonna throw us off for a while until that gets caught up. Their starting fund balance this year is at 37.9 compared to last year, so we started a little bit lower because we have more expenses. So fund balance is determined by the amount in our savings basically divided by the expenses. And so since our expenses went up, our fund balance went down slightly. But we're still very, very healthy and fine. So this is where normally I have a chart. We need 2 data points to have a chart, so no chart this month. But this is where the money is. So we've got our revenues. Local's pretty good. Now state is down about $1 million, but that's because they're double payment from early childhood special education last year. We're just getting one payment this year. That was a catch-up payment from last year. So that's why we're down. And federal is just some timing of reimbursement. We've been trying to get as much federal dollars reimbursed as quickly as possible, just under current climate. I'm not sure if that money's going to be there, so we're trying to get it as quickly as can. So that we got a little bit ahead. We're a little ahead there, but that'll even out too probably. Actually, that'll probably be down because we actually have less federal money coming in. But anyway, that's kind of the start of the revenues. Expenses, so salaries are down just a touch, but I think that's just from resetting some administrative positions, new people, different people have moved on. Benefits are almost exactly the same. Purchase services are down a little bit. We just didn't have as many things to buy, and then supplies are down considerably, mainly because we didn't have to purchase some of the same things we purchased last year for different curriculum needs. So we're spending less money right now.
Good deal.
So we'll see how this plays out. Like I said, it's real early. It's just 1 month, and we'll see how it plays out throughout the year. But we'll be monitoring it as we go. So Fund 4, we're 1.8 million, so that's a good spot. And then the bond issue, so we have $24 million left at this point. Now we have a pretty big bill this month because the storm shelter's going up. So that's fairly expensive. So that's going to drop a little bit at about 21-ish. And then contingencies right now are at 420,000 still available if needed. And that is the report.
Very good. Any questions for Dr. K? All right, thank you, Dr. K. Hearing none, we'll move on to our consent agenda. If anybody has any questions or comments about that, if not, we'll entertain a motion.
I move the approval of the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Frankie, second by Stephanie to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote.
All those in favor?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I just like to hear you. All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Move on down. Old business, first order of business will be the policy approvals, Missouri School Board Association recommendation. Turn it over to anyone that wants to discuss anything there.
These policies are all the ones we had for first read last. This
Correct.
is not the forced ones that
Right,
come later.
that's in the new business, right? This is old business,
Right,
right?
right. Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion if there's no questions or comments.
I did reach out to Dr. Turner and that Dr. Gleensmith does his due diligence on all these, but
Sure.
since they came from MSBA, I just wanted to look at IGBB and IGBB AP1 and verify that there was nothing that was completely off the wall for changing what she would have to do or her team would
Oh,
have to do.
yeah.
And she said that they were great and it would help in some of those.
Good.
Yeah, that all looked okay to me.
And I'm thankful for you guys that take the time to really pour over these things. If you don't understand, then there's a lot there, a lot to unfold, and you guys, you ladies do a great job. And thank you very much.
I'll make a motion to approve
Okay.
policies as presented.
Motion by Ms. Carolyn, second by Mr. Keith to approve the policies as presented. Any other questions or comments? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Next order of business will be the new business, and that's our bus routes.
Yep, these are first, these will adjust throughout the year, but we have to approve the bus routes, and we'll approve them again at the end once we know what the final bus routes are, but this is how we plan to start.
We'll expect you all to have those memorized by next month. And if you're interested in driving a bus, you can volunteer at the office of Mr.
Don't have to memorize them anymore. They
I
have
know.
navigation.
That's right.
Air conditioning.
We can, I'll start saying, you had air conditioning.
I know.
What these kids gonna grow up to be like, I had air conditioning on my bus.
Just have to put the window
The
down.
route, descriptor for the route I live on made me a little sad because Miss Kay's not gonna have to stop until she gets all the way into New Truxton. Like, there's nobody on my part of the road anymore. That just seems wrong. Leah graduated and, you know, I mean, I read it and I went, nuts. But it's just because I'm so familiar with it.
Well, thank you to your department for, man, what a ongoing and never ending, but lots of work that people don't see behind the scenes. And we talk about the importance of our school district, but, you know, it literally comes down to if you can't get them there, you can't do anything else. It's so important. And I remember, you know, when you grow up to be old like us, I mean, I remember the days I remember my bus driver, and, you know, the good stories and the bad stories that we still laugh about. Very important part of the day. So thank you to your drivers and to all the staff there for all you do. Entertain a motion to approve the bus routes as presented.
I make a motion to approve bus routes as presented.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Mr. Keith, second by Ms. Carolyn to approve the bus routes as presented. Any other questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Almost did it. Next we'll go down to the assessment plan that was presented to us.
I move the approval of the assessment plan as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Ms. Frankie, second by Ms. Stephanie to approve the assessment plan as presented. Any other questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion passes. Now we'll move on down to tuition rate.
Right, so
Okay, go ahead.
annually, we're required to approve a tuition rate. This is the calculated rate from the form that DESI gives us. The board does have the authority to change this to whatever they want it to be, but our historical practice has been just to use this formula. And we have zero tuition paying students.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
what?
I think I'm
was
trying
gonna
to understand
say,
why
for
we
the-
have a tuition rate.
Oh, we don't have any right now?
No.
For the benefit of the new members of the board,
Right.
as long as I've been on the board, we've
Yeah.
never had a tuition paying student.
Oh, really?
Right.
I know we've had a few back in the day, I remember a few.
Yeah, not since I've been.
Not since you've been here.
Yeah, well, we've got,
We had a student that lived right across the line
Sure.
and chose to go here and had parents that were willing to do that, they did it. My funniest story about tuition rate is I had a basketball player one time that, his friend got a scholarship to go to private school, and he was telling me how, wow, coach, he got a $500 scholarship, and I told him, well, you got a $13,298 scholarship, go tell your friend that. And, he said, what? So I explained the tuition rate that was set, so, yeah, it's something that we have to do and not use very often, but it is there if we need it, so. Any other questions or comments about the tuition rate?
And how do we come up with the number?
So there's a calculation here, and I think I've got it attached. So basically, we look at what our expenses are divided by revenue and
Okay.
how much we spend per person essentially.
Right.
And so that's what our number is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to understand the
Oh,
numbers.
sure. Oh, yeah. Any other questions? So we'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the tuition rate as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Ms. Carroll, and second by Ms. Frankie to approve the tuition rate as presented. Any other questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the new curtain at the high school.
Right, as you probably noticed, curtain in the high school is in bad shape. Ripped up, stapled together, like it's bad, like really bad. So we need a new curtain, and we've budgeted for this to replace that, and this is the low bid that came in, so we'd recommend A to Z Theatrical to replace the curtain.
I have one question. Is it just the front main curtain, or is it the whole curtain?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the
system?
whole thing.
Okay,
Right, 'cause
good,
it doesn't, right,
Are we
Yeah,
clear on
good.
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
The back then,
Okay.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that was what was brought to my attention, that need to be the whole thing.
Yes.
When we first
That-
started this
that
whole
was the
idea.
only question I have. I have no problem with it as long as it's
It
the
doesn't
whole
state that in the
system
bid,
of curtains.
so.
Yeah, this is just what we typed up. I'm 99%, Dr. Ross, you're working on that, is the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah, it's something like 13 or 15 curtains.
Yeah.
Right.
in total.
Now, does
a
that
lot,
also
yes.
include like the is it the valance at the top? Is that what it is?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
sure.
sure of the terminology, but
Because I know the part that is at the top that doesn't
That
move
doesn't
is
move.
separate
I'm sure
from
it's
the
all
curtains
of it.
themselves.
yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't include all that. I'm
It would give
99%.
all
We
of
we
it.
said when they came through the walkthrough, we want this whole thing
Yeah.
replaced. And so that's what they bid.
That's-
There
Okay.
was like 9 or 10 separate lines
Yeah.
of different
Right.
items, and
Right.
some of them were one, some of them were two.
Yeah.
Could we attach
Okay.
the lowest bid, like the actual bid to these for future?
Oh, yeah, we
reference so
can,
that
sure we
look
can.
at that too?
In the future, we can do that, sure.
That'd be great.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Thank you.
I make a motion to approve A to Z for the curtain bid.
Second.
We have a motion by Ms. Carroll, second by Mr. Keaton to approve the A to Z theatrical curtain purchase at the high school. Any other questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next order of business will be amended construction contract. Okay,
Yep, so this is just the updated contract. So last month, we approved the earthwork for alternates 1 and 2. So this is the updated contract to this. So this is adds, it says change order, but it adds to the contract, so it's not taking out of the contingency fund. So it's just, since it's not part of the original project, it's not changing anything in the original project. We're adding to the project. So that's why it's set up the way it is. It goes up, the total cost of the project just increases $216,000. If that makes sense.
yeah, it's just difference where the money's come from.
Which is less than the estimate
Right.
our builder had for us last month that
Right.
we approved. You know, so it was, I think it was
We were estimating 250.
250,000, so this is a significant amount
We're
less.
happy.
And 155, a little over
And
155.
it just will put us that much closer to being able to build
Build on,
on
yeah.
the extra, the alternate.
Yeah, so that was a good catch.
Mhm.
I'm glad you guys did that. Thank you for putting the time into that, Dr. Kay. Anybody else have any questions for that? Entertain a motion? Oh, go ahead.
I actually do have a question. So when we're looking at these documents here, so there is the bid from, it's page 2, it's from GS&S. And that grand total is $216,564.24, or 25 cents. And then when you go to the next page, there is another one from Karen Brock Construction, and that total is $189,376.25. And I'm trying to understand how these overlay together. Oh, I think okay. Wait, alternate one, alternate two. Okay, never mind, they added their
They're
contractor
10%,
fee
right.
and then general conditions onto this.
Mhm.
So are we saying that Karen Brock is the actual?
Yeah, Karen Brock would be the company that
They're
does
the
it.
subcontractor
Right.
for
So that's
GSS.
so-
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
It's a subcontractor.
Very good, right.
And one of the reasons it's a savings to us is because they already have all their equipment on
Yeah.
site. And if we can make this decision before they moved any of that, that saves us money, because then they don't have to
Yeah,
come back.
no,
out
I
again.
understand.
We call that forward-thinking in the business.
We did discuss this last time.
Our builder has been really good about trying to think ahead and try to help us with stuff like that, and our architect too, so.
It was because they were broken out. I didn't see the $189,000. I was like, wait.
Will you entertain a motion at this time?
I'll make a motion to approve the contract as presented.
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Stephanie, second by Ms. Frankie to approve the contract as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Move on down to the Ameren easement proposal.
Yeah, so Ameren reached out to us, so they're working on the easement to get the gas to our property, and they offered to pay us $8,000 for an easement on our property to bring gas to us, so I would recommend approving this.
Which we did not accept, but we're happy to accept, right?
Correct.
Second.
No, I think that was my bill last month, because we have air conditioning.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve the contract as presented before they change
I
the.
just,
Before they lower that and raise your rate.
we have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Carroll, second by Ms. Stephanie to approve the Ameren contract as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Now we'll go on down to the policy approvals required prior to start of school.
Correct, so interesting laws are going into effect that we had to have a policy approved before the law goes into effect, which is kind of, I'm not sure how that
Yeah.
works, but that's the way it's written, and we want to try to comply with that. So this is the cell phone law that prohibits cell phones from being in schools, and so we'll be compliant with the law, and cell phones will not be allowed pending approval from the start of school to the end of school. And then also, other ones on here are, have to do with activities. So homeschool athletes can now participate in sports, and so we have to have all of that in place too as our activities are ramping up.
And do-
Sports and other activities.
Sports activities, right,
Extracurricular.
right.
And do we have those in place?
But do we have homeschool students?
I mean, like, do we have policies in place where?
There, we will now. These are the
That's what's
updated
going.
ones.
Right.
Right.
I appreciate that our JGR3 includes, like, as soon as kids are dropped off and picked up, because that was something that they had been requested as far as cell phones go and not using them.
Right, that was from the discipline committee, and that's what we had in our previous policy.
And that's.
Right, so that stays the same.
Grades,
Right.
right.
And then I am very hopeful for this policy that has been passed down from the state for electronic devices. I'm hopeful that it allows teachers to have students who are better focused on education. I'm hopeful that there will be decreased bullying as students won't be fighting over the cell phones and then meeting up in the halls fighting. And I also understand the concern that parents may have as far as safety and being able to contact their student, and just want to reinforce that we do have phones in classrooms, that you can call the front office and they can get a hold of your kid right away. The student just needs to have it stowed somewhere where they can't see it, so if it was an emergency that the child needed to call out, they have that potentially to do that. And we do have SROs, so I think we've made safety the utmost importance, and not having access to Minecraft or different things that through my learning that I did A lot of people are meeting children for nefarious reasons on their cell phones, so maybe decreasing that time will have benefit as well.
Some of the concerns and questions that I read, like on Facebook posts, for instance, were, what happens in an emergency? Well, of course, they can use their phones in a true emergency. What happens if it's something in their IEP? It's very clearly spelled out that that is allowed. Or they have some sort of monitor for health reason and that's on their phone. That's allowed. So I think if parents are really concerned and they want to read through the policies, maybe that'll dispel some of those fears because it's all spelled out in there very clearly. I did have one question that's about the JGR 1, 2, and 3 things as far as the consequences. And this just came up today because I was talking to some people from another school district. I was at a community resource summit representing Agape in St. Charles County, and some people from another school district were saying they thought that the consequences were really severe, like for a first offense. But when I read these, and tell me if I'm wrong, Brad, it says confiscation, principal/student conference, detention, or in-school suspension. It's not all of those immediately necessarily, right?
That's correct. That's just the breadth of what's available
Right,
to administrators.
right. And that's what I understood. They thought it went straight to the kid gets a detention and gets suspended. And all of those things happen at once for the first offense. And that's not how I had read it, but I just wanted to clarify because then after they were talking about that, it made me kind of second guess what I read. So I just wanted to make sure that those are just that's the gamut of choices.
Right, so I'm sure the first one would be a warning from the teacher, you need to put your phone away.
Sure.
It's like, oh, I
Right.
forgot, sorry, and then
Right.
hopefully that's all it takes.
Right.
It's just a redirection.
Right.
But if it becomes a habitual problem, we will be having consequences for that.
And I just hope that the parents who are concerned or upset understand that this is not, the local decision has been taken away
Correct.
from us.
Correct.
And if they have issues with any of these policies that we're passing right now, they need to contact their state legislators. And I don't like that the decisions are taken from the local board, because I think this is where we need to make decisions that fit us. But I'm like Carolyn in hoping that this makes a difference for less bullying, more attention on the lesson and so forth. So I just hope that parents will back up the administrators in enforcing this.
On a positive note there with that, like you said, taking away the local control. Speaking from an experienced teacher, I think this is gonna be good. Kids want expectations, kids want discipline, and they want it, and they will be fine. Kids will survive this. Parents, I'm pleading with you from an experienced retired teacher. Support this because they're gonna bring your attitude into this
That's
ordeal.
true.
Please support this. And you were talking about how local control, now no kid is gonna say, well, down at Winsville or down at Wright City. No, we're all in the same boat.
That's true.
And we're gonna get through this, and it's gonna be better for education, it's gonna be better in the long run. And if you've never been in a classroom, to see the negative effect of school phones, it's real. And this is something that educators have wanted for a long time, so let's support it, get behind it, and please, parents, support this and send your kids with the right attitude that this is in their best interest. And I know the kids are gonna be fine. I promise you they're gonna be fine. I never really ever had an issue with cell phones in my classroom. But I know that there is, now that we're all in the same boat, I think that'll take away the part that's gonna be, we're all in the same thing, so.
That's a good point, Rich.
And Frankie, to your point about there being something at the school and worried about the children being able to call out, this bill was written in part by John McDonald, the Chief Operating
Okay.
Officer for the Center of Education safety.
That's good to
Because
know.
one part of having a phone on you is if someone's trying to find you to hurt you, your phone rings, they just found it, your kid.
Yes.
So it's
That's
good
true.
to have that perspective as well.
And then your kids are focused on listening to your teacher and actually, you know, keeping themselves safe in that moment
Right.
from the person who we've trained.
Well, and I know we'll open up a can of worms here, but I know that a lot of the discussion has been revolved around, are the teachers under the same law? No, they will have their phone, and you want the adult in the classroom to be available to, in case there is a situation, that they do have access to that or knowledge of what's going on. And they are the adult in the classroom. They are the professional. We have been trained, we have been taught, and we know what to do in those situations. So we need to support that and get behind the adults. And if someone is abusing that situation, that person will be dealt with at a professional level, and that's none of our concern. That will be dealt with as any other violation in the classroom with the adults. So, anyone else have anything they'd like to comment on this? All right, so at this point, the policy first reads. I guess I don't do anything with that, that's just.
Yeah, we'll need to vote on
We have to
this
vote
group
first
of
on
policies.
these policies we
Right.
just discussed.
Trying to figure out which group of policies are in.
I move the approval of the policies that we've just discussed.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Ms. Franklin, second by Ms. Carolyn, to approve the policies as just discussed to start the school year. Any other questions or comments? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Okay. Motion passes. Next, we'll have our miscellaneous, and the first order of business are the celebrations.
We do have policy
Yeah,
first reads.
first
because
reads
I
too,
asked
yeah.
questions
Yeah, I missed that.
for some things, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I did go down past that, I'm sorry, that's
Yeah.
where.
They
the
kind of
motion-
run together there with the.
All right,
Yeah.
back to policy first reads. Carolyn, did you have anything on that?
We
Those?
have an awful lot of policies to look at. This is our third set of policies
Yeah.
tonight, so it's easy to get confused.
So-
This one we
Don't
don't
feel
have
bad.
to-
Right, these are the ones that we don't need a motion on,
Right.
we can peruse them, and then next month we'll bring them back in front of us.
That's right, just give you kind of a first look at them.
Sounds good.
And these are all MSBA recommendations too.
Right, they are recommendations.
I'm so sorry. I have a question on
Yeah.
one of the last policies for clarification.
The ones that we passed,
Yes.
that's okay.
Okay, so on the IGD, so down here it said that the district may allow female students to compete in athletic competitions. So for clarification, can a female student participate in baseball?
Yes. No, because we have softball.
Right. We
So
have,
those not categorized as
So
different
there'd be no
sports?
corresponding athletic competition designated for female students is available.
softball corresponds to baseball.
Okay.
Softball for female students corresponds to baseball for male students. So-
Essentially, this boils down to football. Women can still play football.
Yeah.
And golf at one time. Now we have a girls' golf team, but I
Yeah.
used to have a girl golf and boys team, and a lot of school districts do.
What if the school district doesn't
Doesn't
have
matter.
a male and a female?
That's where this,
team?
this where this policy would apply.
Who do they play?
So the females can play with the males.
No, but I mean, like, who do they compete against?
They would be on the guys' team.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
If-
so. in
But I'm
golf-
saying when they go to competitions, who are they competing against?
other guys.
Other guys. So in golf, I'll just tell you how it is. So we had a young lady who got here from Zuma North, and she wanted to play golf. And I said, fantastic. Because we played schools every year that had girls, but we never had anybody interested. So she was a freshman, and we had her on the girls' golf team, but girls have to hit from the white tees just like the boys. They compete against the boys just as the boys do. There are no handicap for the,
Right.
like they don't hit from the red tees in the real world. So they have to compete on the same level as the boys. And so I told her, I said, if you get 4 girlfriends to join you on the team, we'll start a girls' team, and we did. And it's still going strong today. So
I have-
Deanna Martin was that person, and she started the process, and she,
I have a cousin who, a female cousin, who was a kicker on a football team for a high school in Columbia.
Yeah.
And she just graduated a few years ago, but.
Football's
Like-
clear because there is really only one
Right,
league,
right,
but I was
right.
asking for the sports where,
Yeah.
like wrestling, I know in some schools,
Right.
it
they
is.
wrestle against boys.
We have girls.
Right, and so do we,
They compete against girls.
okay.
Now they do, but they used to. We
That's-
didn't have girls for a while, but our girls coach right now used to wrestle the boys.
Yeah.
I don't have a girls' team, the girls are on the boys' team, and they play
And
boy
boys.
teams.
Yeah.
And why do we make designations on like golf and wrestling that are by weight class, or in this one, it's just, you're just hitting by par, correct, in golf?
So right now, with the girls, we have a girls team, so the girls play in the girls division. And wrestling, so the girls wrestle in the girls wrestling division, so girls and girls. I'm trying to think of anything we have that isn't.
I think I'm trying to understand why there's a designation though, because like in wrestling, you're competing against a weight class,
Right.
which means those individuals are the same
Right,
size.
essentially, males will compete against males, and males can't be in the female division.
Because of testosterone,
Right.
males about 13 years old are significantly stronger than females, even if they've been competing. Like my son's in jiu-jitsu and he's on the competition team. He will compete with girls up until about 13, and then they split and they have their own girls division, because girls are stronger than the boys when they're younger, but then when testosterone hits, the boys just outpower the girls.
And there were some situations where other schools would forfeit against the girls because the boy didn't want to wrestle the girl, and so, I mean, you run into situations like that, but, it's better that, I'm glad we were forward thinking and always trying to get a girls team if there was interest, and we've done very well with that. We have had girl football players in the past too, but it's usually someone like a kicker or something to that extent. And that's usually more than junior high when the girls are still,
Yeah.
you know, in
Yeah.
junior high, we've had girl players, but. No, we've done a really good job with that, adding sports as necessary. All right, any other questions? All right, let's move on to miscellaneous celebrations. It's kind of early in the year.
No.
There's an obvious one,
Go ahead.
Bailey.
What should I say? Did we have Jeff's? No, Jeff just talked about it the other night.
Yeah.
He talked about it at the
Yeah,
opening.
I knew he
for
had
the
talked about it.
Staff, yeah.
But yeah, that was, it was so cool that Jeff Schneider, and he is actually at the state fair with his family. Bailey was named the state fair queen for 2025 and graduate of Warrenton last year in '24. And she's a student at Mizzou. Our fourth graduate in the past 12 to 13 years.
Who's been state fair queen.
Ashley Bauer and Hannah Keene.
Kelsey
Kelsey
Miller.
Miller and Bailey Schneider. That's awesome. Congratulations to our FFA program, and because we know that we talked about earlier how they are instrumental in preparing these young people, these young ladies, to do that for public speaking, and because it's not just it's not a beauty pageant, it's a all-around pageant, and they have to do a whole lot. Like Dr. Kay was saying, they come there prepared to win, because if you win, you have 2 weeks of commitments immediately to the state
And then
fair.
really a whole year, but.
Right, and then a whole year,
right,
so,
All full-time.
yeah, that's fantastic, and it's a mark to our community and our FFA programs and agricultural community that these kids are very well versed in this. So congratulations to all those ladies, but especially to Bailey at this year, so we're excited for Jeff and his family as well. So, all I said was the price of corn went up, though. It became royalty corn. When the kids were setting up at Tractor Supply selling corn, the price was, you know, price of being a royalty makes a big difference. So Jeff thought that was funny. So, all right, any other celebration? I know it's early in the year, so.
I think we had a great kickoff to the new school year with our entire staff team.
Yeah, I thought so.
I'm really excited about the open houses. We've got a couple going on tonight, so, yeah.
Yeah, to echo that, always great to see everybody back. It's been fun to get, that's good, glad everybody's got rested and got a lot of positive energy going into the year, so I'm excited
Yeah, well,
about
the energy in the
kids
building
coming
here.
on Tuesday, that's the best part.
Yep. I'm ecstatic. Good luck to everybody. Look for great things. All right, we'll move on down to the workshop topics coming up on August 28th at 5 o'clock. We'll see, we have a tax rate hearing.
Yep.
And the new Daniel Boone. Does anyone else have anything they would like to add?
Yes, well, the new Dana Boone, I've just got a couple meetings over the next couple of weeks that could give us some direction on
Sure.
some decisions that we might want to go. So we want to kind of talk about just some planning for next year and beyond, really. But I'll, as I have those meetings, I'll inform you and we can kind of talk about what directions we want to go.
Sounds good. Anyone else need to add anything to the workshop topics? Set the next regular board meeting, so we'll entertain a motion to do that.
I'll make a motion to set the next regular Board of Education meeting for September 11th, 2025.
Thank you, Carolyn. Second.
I'll second.
Stephanie, thank you. The next board meeting will be September 11th, 2025.
Need a vote first.
I know.
Oh.
I was just saying, for the vote, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes September 11th, 2025. Now we need a motion to set the next closed session.
I make a motion to set the next closed Board of Education meeting to immediately precede the regular September 11th, 2025 open session.
Thank you, Ms.
Second.
Debbie. Second by Ms. Franklin, thank you. We have a motion to set the closed session immediately preceding the next board meeting on September 11th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. And my favorite part of the meeting, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Frankie, second by Mr. Keith.
Gotta take
All in favor,
this
say
one
aye.
since he can't do it.
Oh, I forgot to do this thing. We're adjourned.